Hello everyone, I'm Molly from Shanghai, China. It's really nice for me to be here with you to have today's listening class. Okay, and actually, we are going to incorporate some speaking pronunciation skills together with the listening task because they are very closely linked. And I guess some of you might already be able to predict what we are going to learn today because I have already uploaded all the material in our email, and I see some of the students have already printed out today's assignment list. But don't worry, I have also get some outlets for you for today's listening task. Okay, so I guess you are ready for today's class. Is that right? Okay, so actually, we are going to have another VOA special English course about the listening task. And as you can see in this screen, we are having a vocabulary assessment by the end of this class. So be careful about all the vocabularies I will be talking about by the end of the class. Okay, so first of all, the theme of the article I can tell you is about the differences between American English and British English. So before we actually focus on the article itself, I want you to work in group and try to discuss some of the distinctions you have already known about American English and British English. Okay, so now actually I will give you 5 minutes to discuss the differences, and you should take down your notes. And after the discussion, I will ask some of you to give us a summary about the ideas of your group. Is that clear? Because it is a little bit complicated task, I will only divide you into two groups so that you have more students in a group, more members to give some opinions. Okay, so why not boys group and the girls group? Okay, so now I will give you 5 minutes for the time. Okay. Great. And while you are doing the discussion, I have been working in the classroom to monitor your behaviors, and I see there is a really great performance for all of you because that I don't see one student talking all the time. It is really great for me to see that you are trying to cooperate as much as possible, because at the very first time I know that some of you may be very shy and do not be willing to open up your mouth, but after all these weeks of learning, I see that you already know that participation and interaction is really important. So the more you speak in the class, the more likely that you will have a better confidence while you are really talking to people outside the classroom in your real life. So that's really great. And now I will ask each one of your groups to give us a little presentation. Okay, so what about this time? Let's see, Sally in group A. So could you represent your group to give us some opinions? Yes, that's a good idea. Sally has just mentioned about the spelling part. You know, some words they can end in two forms. One is ZE, one is SE, right? And that's a common point. And another thing is about while we are typing a Microsoft like Word software, now we see that the software has a standard about American English. So for example, while you are spelling words like color, COLOUR, you might be underlined. The word might be underlined and given a hint that its correct spelling in American English is COLOR. That's great. So I think that you have already run into a lot of situations in your daily life, right? That's good. So what about group B? Do you have any other ideas? Well, that's also very interesting. Yeah, I think Frank has given us a very another point of view because Group B looks at the perspective from not spelling but the meaning of certain words. Like he gives us an example because we already have the flashlight function in our cell phone, but he noticed that flashlight is an American English expression, while in the UK, people use the word torch because while he is watching the Harry Potter film, he has noticed that torch is used instead of flashlight. That's great. So I really think that discussion is very helpful because each group looks at things from different their own perspective. In this way, can you not only enhance your previous learned knowledge, but also try to learn from each other? That's great. So now I will ask you to just open the booklet to the first page. We will have some multiple choice questions. Yeah, 5 multiple choice questions. And now I'll give you 1 minute to pre-read all these questions and predict the answers. And after this 1 minute, I'll play the audio of the article, and this is about 2 minutes. And after those during the 2 minutes listening process, you are finishing answering the 5 questions. Understand? Those 5 questions are based on the 2 minutes listening. Now you have 1 minute to predict the answer, and I will play the audio for you. Any questions? No. Let's get it started. This is an individual work. I will check your answer afterwards. Okay.